gems and the most underrated to the top ranked and highly anticipated. With a go-to pros for letting you know where to spend all your free time and your hard-earned dough. So enjoy the show, sit back and relax. It's a 215 Vibe Podcast.
They are the bougie blue collar, Philly sports enthusiasts, small business supporting, self-proclaimed socialites of the 215. Your hosts, Burkhart and Allyssa.
Hey, Joe.
Yo, what's good?
Episode 8, here we are.
Yes, we are back to follow up on the events that we talked about in last episode.
We made it. Another week in Gotham City. They have made some arrests, though.
I seen they got the Banana Man.
They got the Banana Man. I almost felt bad for a sec, but no.
That's crazy. They arrested Peely.
He was trying to peel off, and I heard they checked his house, and they found the suit, and it was undeniable. And the worst part is, he was one of the freshest ones. He was seen picking up the cones, slamming them into the cop car, middle fingers at the camera.
You know what gets on my nerves the most? The kid probably wasn't even from Philly.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, so don't come here and disrespect Philly like that. And
Yeah.
if you are from here, you're just a straight bozo for doing it.
Total bozo. No, you're right. It was people from out of town, probably people from Delco, Monco.
You're do that stuff there.
Yeah.
Don't come here.
So Banana Boy got what he deserved. We'll see what he really gets because
Slap on the wrist if it's crazy.
yeah, we know. Krasny will be no one really got hurt, even if they did.
They were just having innocent fun.
Yeah.
I will say it was, some of the drone footage we seen of that night was cool as hell.
It was cool, but now we're on the other side. We're not a kid anymore, so we're just that was dangerous and ridiculous.
No, but I just mean for a music video or something.
The fact that they could pull it off was epic. They were able to have, 5 different meetup spots. They had the drones, they had the cars, they had costumes. They went all in. If they could use that power for good, it would be amazing.
Right. Could accomplish some beautiful things.
We could.
But it brings up the question, what's going on with the Overwatch, the Big Brother and government and social media.
Did you ever read that book, 1984 by George Orwell?
No, I always meant to. I hear a lot of people recommending it. And I see, small videos on social media talking about it.
You should definitely read it. I read it in high school, and, I definitely need a refresher. But just thinking back to things that he predicted, they've all come true, and it is creepy. And, we are at a time where it's only going to get even creepier. Elon's robots. I mean, he's saying that they can be in your house as a maid or use them as a bartender or a server. We know that they're coming for people's jobs, but also we know that in every horror movie they come and kill us.
Yeah, right. We've seen this.
We've seen
We're going to
this.
give them consciousness. They're going to realize they're enslaved. And then they're going to enslave us or annihilate us.
So what are we doing?
Would you consider buying one?
Absolutely not.
They said they're going to be 20, 30 grand.
Whoa, that's so great. I won't have Alexa because I just feel like it listens to everything. I think it's a recording device. I think it could come back at some point, which is really creepy, and get you. What if you did something illegal in your own home and they tap into your devices to see?
Well, you shouldn't be doing anything illegal.
You shouldn't, but you know what I mean? Your
Yeah,
own
no.
devices could be used against you in the privacy of your own home. I'm sure in some situations it's a good thing. If there was a murder, God forbid, something, they could tap into those, but you are supposed to have privacy.
Absolutely, I agree. Privacy is very important. Freedom's important.
Yeah, freedom of speech, which, this is how we're here today. But Canada has lost that already. Their internet and websites are all censored. So I know one of the people I follow, that journalist, House and Habit, Canadians can't click some of the links in her stories, and they can't view some of the things she says.
Also, people are being silenced.
Censored.
Yeah, censored. Yeah, it's a better term for it. Which is going on a lot here in the U.S. as well.
It's starting. They're attempting. And,
With the elections.
Yeah.
There's certain views being suppressed. And I'm pretty sure that it was admitted to by the previous owner of Twitter and even Facebook.
Yes.
That they were suppressing those voices during election time back in 2020. So it's probably going on right now because we have an election right around the corner.
So true. And I know, with the book bans, there's just so many different things they want to do to have control. So we need to fight that. And I wish that those kids that were part of the Project X use their power for good. It just shows like once a group of people has an idea or they are want to fight for their rights like our old founding fathers did, you can have things, happen based off of just
Action.
action by a group of people. So we really should be, like we said before, boycotting the media. But something really big with that right now is Kellogg's. Did you see this? That they had an FDA meeting and basically they're coming for Kellogg's. Like, why does Europe not have the toxic chemicals? Why are you knowingly poisoning us? And a lot of Americans are rallying together for
Yeah.
this cause.
That's what those kids should have rallied for
Mm-hmm.
and caused a scene like they did. Like have some kind of message behind it, not just unlawfulness and disrespecting police officers that are just trying to do their job.
Yeah, Banana Boy, you could have stood for so much more. You could have been for organic produce, truly.
Yeah, lower the cost on produce, Peely.
For sure. So yeah, Gotham City continues because unfortunately the police are trying to put out one fire, but another one starts. So sending love and prayers and appreciation to all nurses, but especially those at Penn Presby that were affected by that driver that attempted to just run through them while dropping off a gunshot victim friend.
Yeah, I did see that. So what exactly happened? That driver pulled up to the ER, the emergency room,
Yes.
kind of just kicked his buddy or maybe victim out of the car.
I'm sure it was friend, not foe.
Yeah, because or else he would have probably finished the job, right?
Yeah.
This was like an accident.
No. Again, we all know this podcast is based off feelings, not facts, and I'm going with that's a hard no, Joe.
All right, I'll take it. I'll accept it. He was a friend,
He was a
but then
friend.
proceeded to peel off so fast, sticking on the peely term, that he hit four nurses that were trying to help his friend.
One ended up in critical condition. And can you imagine how challenging it must have been for the doctors and nurses and staff that day to work on this gunshot victim and attempt to administer life-saving procedures, knowing that one of their own could be losing their life because of this guy's friend and association and basically crew,
Yeah, your coworkers become like your family, They're your work family.
They are.
You see them 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's a lot of time you're spending with people. And then for them, that man's friend to hurt your quote unquote family, I can imagine that it is difficult.
And it's just such a great depiction of like what we keep saying where we are as a city and overall as a society, the heartlessness, the lack of empathy, the lack of care for human life, to just pull up at the ER and just drive through a healthcare, like a group of healthcare workers. You honestly must have no conscience. But then again, this week we know about the man that did the hit and run on the little girl, continued to drive and threw a tarp over his car and hid out. The police did end up finding him. Not sure where we stand with that right now, but it's just these police, their job never ends.
A lot of crimes got wrapped up this week, it seems like.
Yeah, we did get some answers. One person that I know is still searching for answers is the family of Amanda Cahill, who was the female that died in the hands of Philadelphia police after another Kensington sweep. She was left unattended for 6 hours after being arrested in Kensington for drug use in public. She ended up succumbing to her withdrawal symptoms and dying on our watch. So I know the mayor is getting a lot more shade this week, and it's a tough job, but
Yeah, I wouldn't want that job. There's a lot of actions that you don't particularly have control of that happen, but you'll get the blame for it.
and like look at the vast topics that she's kind of like dealing with. Like you're potentially signing $1 billion arena and signing off on the end of a neighborhood in our city. You're dealing with constant gun violence. You are dealing with
People dying in police custody.
the homelessness situation, the crime constantly going on, trying to get answers, trying to make arrests based off of the crime that already happened, and dealing with constant issues of like not enough police officers, um, strikes and
Yeah,
just.
there's a whole plethora of problems that kind of fall on you, or at least the public's gonna look at you like, what are you doing? You're not running the ship right.
I do think we need more press conferences, like just as a citizen of this city, and like you see all of the chaos going on, and it's like you want somebody standing up there weekly telling us, like, I am going to get control, I am here, I am the face of this city. Like, we want answers.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
So, and I do feel so bad for people who, they lost a family member and they want these answers.
And press conferences would be the correct way to at least start, or
So,
open city hall meetings with the public and not just the press.
I agree.
Do they have those? That's the question. Or maybe we're not informed enough to know.
Yeah, I feel like it should be coming across our TV, like, Philadelphia mayor
Like
sitting
a
down.
commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just see the election commercials constantly. I'd like to see my mayor up there giving me some information about the state of the city.
Yeah. Speaking of hard times in Gotham City, the Phillies also contributed to that by letting us down.
So 3 years ago, when we found ourselves in this World Series Red October situation, it felt like just dumb luck, right? So I was able to stomach that. I was happy to just make it to the World Series. It felt like we were on a whim. Last year, I definitely felt like that was owed to us. So I had a hard, hard time last year getting over it. Um,
Especially to lose to the Diamondbacks. I feel like we were clearly the better team,
mhm.
and we had home field in that series and just couldn't get it done.
I really thought since last year I thought was ours. This year I had good feelings, and somebody made the best comment I heard all year. They said we were the best team in baseball when it didn't count.
Best team in baseball, the absolute wrong time.
There's $90 million in payroll in the Phillies, and as such a blue collar city, just everybody's like going through it. We're struggling, and then to know that like just we're striking out, our batting wasn't there. Like it's just so hard to even stomach it.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of money on the line, and you can't just hone in on those playoff games, even though they matter the most, and when we need you to hit the ball and earn the money that you're making. But you really do have to look at collectively over the whole entire season and what they actually did. Because a lot of players did play good all season long and just got in a funk in the playoff. And having that week off, I think that really hurt us too. I don't think having the week off helped. They weren't playing baseball. They weren't, in the swing of things, and the Mets were. And then you look on the other hand of it financially. You mentioned we're blue collar city, and we're all kind of hard up for a dollar, and just giving this money away. But the thing is, there is a market for baseball players. The money is being spent on jerseys, on food, on tickets, parking, etc., etc. And if the Phillies weren't paid this money, all the money would just go to the owners, right?
Yeah.
So that would just make them richer and richer. So at least it is getting funneled back down to the players, the one that's actually bringing the fans in the stands. So you have to look at it that way too.
That's a good way to look at it. And also, I'm also thankful for the people that bring it back and are like, thank you to our Philadelphia Phillies for a great season. Sometimes I'm a poor sport. I'm like emotional. I'm like, are you serious? But really, it's like, you're right. We do have a great team. It's nice to even make it there. There's been so many years where we were just like duds.
Yeah. We went through some rough years with all our sports teams. Um, which brings me to my next point. This is a good time of year, even though it was a short red October. Now we have some different colors coming into October. We got the Sixers that are about to start, and the Flyers just started. They won their season opener, which is really cool. And we got some young talent on the team. We got this really good kid from Russia that just came over, found his way over a little bit earlier than he was supposed to be here. So that's promising. And the Eagles.
Yeah, so onward we go with, maybe it's starting off on the right foot. We got a W this week. My God, did we need something after the Phillies, though? We needed
From the
it.
Eagles,
Yeah.
yeah, that was quite a game. Struggled with the Browns though. Not too thrilled about that, to be honest with you.
I'm still not feeling 100% with the team. Jalen has me nervous. Sirianni, Jalen, that whole vibe is nerve wracking. But most importantly, we got AJ Brown back on the field. We got Devontae Smith. So, our boys show up and show out. But it's so clear that Jalen is only successful when our stars are on the field. Like,
Yeah, it is the NFL. You need your best players on the field to be successful, and especially at the quarterback position. Without your best wide receivers, you know,
You're
you're
right.
you got to run the ball.
You're right.
And we do have Saquon,
Yeah.
which we should be running the ball a lot anyway. But
A dub's a dub. We'll
a
take
dub is a
it.
dub.
You know what? The Eagles did buck up this week. I was calling them out last week. We needed to buck up. We bucked up. And the buck, of course, was A.J. Brown.
Yeah, he had a big day.
He did. And so did Devontae. Like, I
Devontae,
love
They
them.
both had a touchdown today, right?
Yeah. They kill it. They really, like, thank God for them. And, like, we would be lost.
Yes. We would be bad. That's what we would be.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Mhm.
I seen someone got proposed to in the parking lot at the Eagles tailgate.
Not only was there a proposal, Joe, there was also a wedding. I was mind blown seeing that, but
Wait, before the game on
congratulations.
Sunday?
Yes, I was just hoping for the sake of those couples that they could pull out a dub, you know?
Yeah. How would you feel about getting proposed to at any kind of Philly sporting event game or tailgate, I should say?
I mean, I'd be good with it, but I would just hope that they won. I mean, the people that locked in Kelsey being in there for it, that was pretty epic.
Yeah, that was actually epic. You at least you had like someone of stature there.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they're both big Eagles fans, so that probably helped. But if you weren't, like, I guess would that bother you?
I'm big into sports, but I feel like that would be like very selfish of the person to do that for somebody that isn't.
Yeah. Yeah. So read the room type of deal.
Yeah, absolutely read the room. But for the wedding, I was just kept thinking like, I don't know if I could handle that. Like if they lost, I would truly take it as like bad
Bad
luck
luck.
or something, you know? So I was glad that they were
They
able to
won.
give that couple a win.
So did they actually get married there, or was it like their reception there?
Dude, wedding
Awesome.
dress and all.
Oh, snap.
They had seats like
Priest or pastor, whatever.
there was somebody there to marry them. They had the chair set up. There was an aisle. Like they really did that.
Oh, they did it.
Yeah.
Where, right in Jetro parking lot?
I just hope that they can give us some more wins and it not be like scary. We're not like
Dominant wins, yeah.
dominant wins is the
Like
win.
show that we're a good team, not just one like playing to our competition.
Yeah, it is spooky season. I just prefer for me to not be scared by any more Philadelphia sports teams going forward.
Speaking of spooky season, have you done anything or plan to do anything for the Halloween season?
I actually already got started with it for my birthday this year. I wasn't feeling super bougie blue collar. I was feeling a little more low key because I got a boot on my foot with my injury. So I opted for a crime bus tour through Philadelphia. Shout out the Founding Footsteps tour. They were amazing. The bus or trolley was all decorated with like skeletons, orange lights. They had a live singer, and somebody telling stories. There was actually a bunch of like creepy serial killers that ran through Philadelphia. A good amount, we already know, a good amount of just sad like death here. But some really haunting and chilling stories. So this trolley drives you through the city and tells you these famous murders. They were pretty epic. That was super cool. And at different points, we would just jam out. So at one point, we were riding by the Eastern State Penitentiary, and everybody was singing "Zombie" at the top of their
By the
lungs.
Cranberries?
Yeah,
Oh, that's a great song.
zombie. It was amazing.
Okay.
And live performance by this guy playing the guitar on the mic jamming. And it's BYO tour. It was great.
That's awesome. I could imagine you were jamming and asking for all the details on these murders.
Oh, you know,
Here's for middle names and everything.
I was taking notes. It was awesome too to be able to like ride around the city and like just crack my White Claw and hang out the window and sing and listen to a crime story. I was actually thriving. So although I had the boot on, 34 started off pretty good, a little spooky.
There you go.
But on that same vibe of the haunting sense of Philadelphia, there's so much to do here. I usually do the Eastern State every year. Have you ever been?
Yeah, I went once.
Now they do, there's a beer garden in the middle of it. So
Oh, really?
it's pretty cool.
Vibes are probably cool there.
Yeah. So that's awesome. And
What
then
did you go like to haunted attractions as a kid?
I was deathly afraid. In my mind, if a serial killer is going to kill you, that is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, they're already dressed up.
They're already
Oh,
dressed
no.
up. They got the chainsaw going. Like, you could think it's part of the act. I always think about that.
That's a clever way to think of it. That's how everyone should probably be thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm
A lot of
super
trust in
paranoid.
people and these operations.
Halloween is like sketch.
It is.
Like Field of Screams, no. No.
I went to someplace, I think it was called like the Jersey Devil or something out there.
Was it
And
scary?
yeah, it was good. I was young. Um, it was scary. It was good. But honestly, the part that scared me the most, at the very end, you're getting chased out of the woods. It was in the woods too, which is
You know.
crazy to begin with. And at the very end, you're getting chased by like Leatherface and Michael Myers. They're walking and you're kind of like running, like looking back to make sure you're in the clear. And then out of nowhere, bright headlights and a loud Mack truck horn, like an air horn. I thought I was on a highway about to get smoked. I thought I ran that far. And it was just part of the prank. But I think that stopped my heart that day.
Yeah, like it's a little much for me, especially in these times. Like we are living in scary times already. Um, but we know that this is a historical and haunted city. So I'm a little bit bummed because like I said, I got the boot on and but I wanted to do this walking tour. It's like a historical haunting tour of Old City basically, where we know our guys were running around. We knew Benny and them were hanging. And rumor has it that by Independence Hall, there's this old library that Benjamin Franklin started where there is a statue of him. Rumor has it that he has stepped out from the statue and danced in the cobblestone streets of Philadelphia. So, if I didn't have the boot on, I would definitely be trying to summon my guy.
We need to interview whoever seen that.
I know. I was down a TikTok rabbit hole. People were claiming.
I would have felt obligated to go out there and cut a rug with him.
Right? If I see Benny, I'd be like, my guy. I'd be so hyped, but I don't know.
Pound it.
Yeah. I have talked to people that have had coworkers that have claimed to have ghostly experiences in some of the old buildings in Philadelphia. It's got to be super haunted when you think about everything we know, all of the lives lost in our city, all of the history here. I mean, these old school ghosts probably feel like this is their city.
You believe in that kind of thing? Yeah, absolutely.
And the graveyards, I mean, like the amount of people that were buried here.
Yeah, people say there's a lot of bad like juju around here.
Spiritual activity for sure. So if you're out there and you have any experiences, let us know. I definitely want to get out there in the dark and like, well, I'm scared, but I'm scared of like the actual living. I more want to talk to Benny and see if he would come
The
through.
real zombies.
Yeah. Wait, that was such a funny joke the guy said when we got on the bus. He was like, "So we're just gonna head down to Kensington and Park." Not funny, but funny. Some people did not laugh.
That's where comedy thrives at,
Yeah,
is in dark situations.
you're so right. In some lighter news, Chop just like made history. They successfully separated conjoined twins. So it is amazing that we are in this city that has these next level healthcare facilities and they're able to do these life changing procedures. But then you hear that our hospitals are in a recession for some IV bags.
Oh yeah, there's a shortage of IV bags.
So if you gotta go to the hospital, you might want to go soon.
Yeah, if you're looking for an IV, you might want to go get one now. Mass rush to the hospital. It's like toilet paper at Costco.
Not funny, but
Seriously, yeah.
here we are. This is life. This is where we are today.
Kind of said it better myself.
It was good catching up with you guys, and we'll talk to you guys soon. 215 Vibe.
Peace.